Okay, before you start getting upset about that right there, counselors and addicts, okay? We're going to talk just briefly about both sides in my experience. Real quick, when I was in Atlanta, you can Google this. I was at this place. I was there, and we were doing meetings, and it's 3-quarter housing, basically, once you get out of detox. But once you go to the facility, because in the initial beginning and anywhere, you're going to have to learn, you're going to have to do a life story, you're going to have to write journals, you're going to have to do different things in order to identify. Because, I mean, some of these programs, it doesn't program them. It's treatment, it's not cure. But there is still good tools there. But you've got to grab those tools and combine them with other tools that you don't learn in there. But we would have to get up in the mornings and go to meetings at the facility, okay? And we'll say by 10, the majority of the meetings are over as far as a bunch of meetings. So half of those people go off and go to work because it's 3-quarters. So they're going through a process. You understand? Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then the other half stays there and then goes to classes throughout the day until probably 2 o'clock. Depends on where you're at. Okay, but look, when it comes to addicts and alcoholics, okay, in meetings, all right, you're all one. We are. Everybody has the same sickness. They're trying to recover from a hopeless state of body and mind. Okay? Well, at that facility, in the mornings, because that's a $high rehab. My hair is so gapped up. So in the mornings, we would go to the facility and we would have spiritual with everybody. And then it would break off into 2 branches and have the same AA meeting. And then others from around Atlanta would come there during that meeting. Because this meeting over here was for the people who made a lot of money and had fancy careers and shit. And then where I was at over here, this was the fuck-ups. And I blatantly walked into their place. Well, walked into where the counselors were. Because I'm sitting out there with all the fuck-ups like me, and then they're sitting over here in this meeting. And I asked, and I said, why can't I go to that meeting? Well, you don't have a blah, blah, blah. And I said, what do you mean? They got the same alcoholism I do. Dave D shut the door, and he said, come in here. Sit down. I was like, what? And he goes, tell me, what's on your mind? And I said, 5% of the people in this facility right now want real help. And he laughed and goes, it's actually about 3%. You know, and he goes, nobody's ever raised hell about what you just did. Anywhere I've ever been, what's inside of me has shined. And it's in you too, it's just been suppressed. So we get to talking, you know, and I said, that's just not right. But see, what it is, at the end of the day, that facility is meant to make money. Okay? So when you give a certain group, empower them, all it is a place just like for fuck-ups. If you're young enough and get in trouble, tell the judge you're going to go to rehab and then everything will be fine. You won't get 5 years in prison. Same thing over here. They get fucked up and drunk and their career and their job's threatened or their life threatens them because they have a shit ton of money. They go to rehab. Yeah. They're in there. They ain't in there for them. And these guys over here with me are in there because they're in fucking trouble. One of the guys in here was on fire. God Almighty, I learned so much from him. And right when the door opened from him to go from the apartment, what was it? He had done 12 months inside of rehab, and everywhere he went was just, he was on fire from the inside. The first night that he got real freedom, he almost died, no deed, from heroin. That's why I don't trust hardly anybody. It's hard. I can see it in him now, though. But I loved him so much and learned so much from him. But that demon, do you understand that demon is in every one of us, of alcohol, whatever it is. If it's Cersei, if it's the pills, it's what it is. But anyways, that's whenever it really started hitting me. I can feel my children, I think they gap my hair out. I don't go to the barber or nothing. So that was the beginning of me starting to see how not only does the nation separate you, but also the recovery centers. And it was out of their hands. You know, because you have alumni that come over here. Well, I'm the fuck up, and they like playing volleyball. At any time you're in any kind of recovery, sports or push because you're active. And buddy, you really excel at it when you're sober as shit, because I would smoke them at volleyball. Because we would go to some cabin once a week and then talk. I was in there with a doctor. He was probably 65. He had hundreds of patients in his clinic, I guess, or his practice. And me and him got to talking, and his thing was pain pills. Now listen to this. Now think about how many doctors are out there right now blowed out on pain pills, prescribing C19 vaccines and all this other shit. Just fucking blowed out of their mind like an addict. He told me, he said, yeah, my son was studying for his master's in something and was on hydros or Roxy's or something, but was snorting them to study. I know all about it. And then he said, I said, I'll try that. Next thing I know, a year gone by, and I'm gone. And I said, what do you mean gone? And he said, man, listen, I was doing more patients each day just to get them in and out because I'm so wired. And eventually it took over, long story short. So he's in there with me, a fuck up, right here, where this man's making millions over here in a practice. But since he's on a leave of absence, he's got people underneath him running his facility, and not a son of a bitch in there knows what's wrong with him or where he's at. Everybody fucking knows about Matt Childs, though. Everybody knows how fuck up he is, and we are. Over there, you can hide. See, if you stay in this fucking group over here, you'll just ease through life. Okay? And then plus two, you have bigger counselors over here. You have the longer, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't matter. They're there longer. These over here are just fresh meat. Here, you go work with the fuck-ups counselors. You just come out of school. Here, you get some practice with them before you come over here. Whoa. No, you combine. So, and then my counselor, he didn't have a drug or alcohol problem. Now listen, this is where, because I can talk about this for weeks and months. He had nothing, but he does. Looking back, he's addicted to them little bitty sugar things in this little thing that gave him diabetes. I can go tell him what gave him diabetes. The same as alcoholics get alcoholism from the alcohol. He's getting his from these little bitty snacks in the system all day. So he's full-blown addict. And instead of facing that shit and beating it, nope, he's just going to be like the rest of the fuck-ups that he goes and counsels. See, in his head, this is not bad. This is just candy. It kills the brain. Kills you and me. But since as children, we've seen it our entire existence. It's normal. What we're going to... Look, I have not looked. I'm waiting. I want to see if a definition of addict is in this false... This is crazy. It's insane. It is so easy to learn the anatomy. We know a million songs and movies. We can know all the anatomy. They could repeat it over and over on the radio, but they don't. They just repeat, go get a vax, go get this, go fight each other, go be a dummy. Go shave your ball sack. That's a commercial now. And nobody says nothing. They're literally giving you a commercial that says, a little here, a little there on your nuts, next thing's pedophile. Pedophilia. And see, what's inside of me is about to explode with everything that has been reading. Look, you can't even can get through this book because it's so stupid. All right. ADD. Let's just see. I should have looked. Addiction. So they do have addiction in here. Addiction, it says, the state of being given up to some habit or compulsion. Strong physiological and psychological dependence on a drug or other psychoactive substance. Psychoactive substance would be the TB, the pills. How are you not addicted? If you don't take those pills, you die. If the alcoholics don't take that alcohol, they die. But you'll say, I need these pills. They need that alcohol. You need those pills from an environment that you've consumed with chemicals in them that have destroyed the temple, the image of God. Seriously, it is. And that impulse that you just see over and over and over. And see, that's the thing is I don't understand. It's like they hear, you want a 2-week degree on being a sub-counselor? Because we would be sitting in there in the meetings at that same facility and all the other ones too. But at that facility, you've got different interns. Is that it? To where they come in, they're going to school, and they just observe. Yeah. Oh, I've been to 100 meetings. I know what alcoholism is. That's what one of them said. And it's like, have you physically experienced it? No, but I've heard it. And those are the ones leading this nation. And the nation has gave them full power. When they're full-blown sugar fucking crackheads. And TV crackheads. It's absolutely insanity. The people just can't, even if you said, I'll pay you $100,000 and stop watching fucking TV for a year and start looking up, they wouldn't do it. That's the power of Ahriman. Ahriman. You got to get into this, you got to get out of the world that you're in. Now, counselor, let's just see if this is in here. Let's just see if the word counselor is in here. Because, I mean, if they're going to be the full-blown authority leader on every fucking thing there is, no, I didn't think so. I don't know why it would be. Oh, look, cough. Sudden noisy expulsion of air from lungs. Cough without cough. No, I could teach you what causes your cough. Well, let's see what the definition of a counselor is on here. The definition of a drug and alcohol counselor.
According to Wake Forest Online Counseling Program, Wake Forest University, substance abuse counselor, a definition. A substance abuse counselor is a professional who works not only with those who struggle with substance abuse, but often with people who have eating disorders or other behavioral problems like gambling addiction.
Yeah, well, I'm having a hard time with this because they push eating disorders. Look, you know how easy it is to go get a psych degree? And a degree comes from the 360 degrees of the zodiac. Master's degree comes from the zodiac. You know how easy it is to go get a fucking degree or a master's degree of fake worldly shit? Listen, the only reason anyone has problems is because of the TV, the chemicals in the foods, the chemicals in what you drink, the pills, the lack of fucking movement, the lack of reading, the fact that you've been inside your entire existence, okay, is what causes you. And then the term professional. I remember an addictionologist, me and him got into it, and I think they have to go to school for like 12 years. I said, I've been longer, and my experience outweighs your fake education in a fake fucking system. Oh, boy. He come unglued. And I said, where's that professionalism y'all are supposed to learn in these collegium, Saturnalia universities? You're supposed to shut the fuck up and listen, but they don't teach that no more. They've gave you power. They've empowered the stupidest fucking people on earth. Let me tell you something. When I was at Victory Home in Tallulah Falls, Georgia, it's a non-denominational program. Okay? Oh, yeah, that was it too. Because I'll have to talk about the energy drinks, Red Bull, when I got on them at Tallulah Falls. Now look, the reason I was all so mad in there, I told Dave, and I said, Dave, I said, these fucking people coming in with all this money are sitting in there drinking Red Bulls, Starbucks, and every fucking thing else, which destroys the anatomy the same as alcohol. And he said, that's out of our hands. He knew what I was talking about. The rest of them was like, what? See, it was already in me then, like unlocking, of saying, this is fucking bullshit. That shit destroys you. So now we're recovering from a hopeless state of body and mind in a rich, spoiled fucking meeting. While these people over here, we're drinking that shit coffee in there. You know what I'm saying? The shit stuff, I never drank it anyways. I do now, but it's fixing to be gone. But I was drinking water. But I'm just saying, over here, shit. Over here, it's still fucked up. They're still in there talking bullshit and about how blah, blah, blah. I can't wait to get home because I have to do 3 months or 6 months in here because I don't want to lose my wife or my job. And these sons of bitches, man, I can't wait to get out and go rob some people. Now, how the fuck they got in there? I mean, people had money because that's a very expensive place. Because I ended up leaving because I wanted to try to get my family some of the money back. It's like, how much was this fucking place? So here I am at Tallulah Falls. Anywhere I've ever gone, because I'm good at food. I grew up in a restaurant, but I've actually cooked home cooked meals. Me and my ex had a restaurant with vegetables and learned from my mom and them. So once the facility, he comes from a restaurant, then they throw me in the kitchen. So I'm cooking for the whole fucking compound, Saturday nights, groups coming in and everything. Well, I go into this kitchen, and it's a nice one. Nice kitchen, I set up, a lot of money coming through, a lot of people eating, and so the structure skills come out. I went through and I structured the whole kitchen. I called U.S. Foods. I set up a food truck. I had it going. They were fucking like, what the fuck? We cleared all the old shit out. We're getting all this. And I was the only one that could leave to go to Walmart because that was the closest store other than U.S. Foods bringing bulk food, bulk stuff. So I would go to Walmart, and I could take 1 or 2 people with me. So if you fuck me over on the grounds, you stay in here, dick. You treat me good, you go with me. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like in prison or in jail. So we would go, okay? Now, energy drinks are not allowed. But since I'm the man, which got me in trouble, that attitude, I'm getting up every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 7 days a week, while everybody else is working 5 or 6 days. And that's been my life, my whole fucking life. So I start buying some Red Bulls. Well, the addictive personality in me, the compulsive personality, that impulse, I kept seeing it going down. I bet them Red Bulls would keep me awake a little bit. Well, I bought 1, and then after a week, bought 2, and then after a month, I was drinking about 6 Red Bulls a day in the fucking rehab. Yeah, I'd be back, and I had them hid. They wasn't going to find them. But everything, they couldn't say nothing. Even if I gotten caught, it's like, just throw it away. Quit doing that. Because, I mean, you're changing the whole fucking environment for the better. That ain't never been changed. So, now I'm working on, in a rehab, cutting Red Bulls. Because I knew in there. This was before I even went to there, Mark. So, now I'm jammed up on Red Bulls in rehab. Chugging them, just like the beer. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Is now I'm getting help, only I'm not. Now I'm a fucking liar. People kept trying to, hey man, give me some stuff. I said, listen, I ain't getting nothing and bring it back. And nobody really knew what I was doing. But it was, to you it's nothing, but it's everything. Do you not understand that? And so I weaned myself off of that shit in there. That was quick. And that's what I'm trying to tell you is this. Counselors, you can't fucking go into your facilities that you work at with your fake career, with your substances. Walk in there with some spring water with cell salts in them and lemon juice and cucumber and celery and stuff. They'll be like, what the fuck is that? Be like, this is what you're made of. Y'all are going to learn something today. Nope, here we go. All right, is it smoke break yet? No, not yet. All right, well, let's talk about today what we learned in the university and didn't experience it. And this is not to harm you. It's to open your eyes and your mind up. 2, this man is really on fire. about showing us X, Y, and Z and how none of these fucking pieces in a puzzle even fit in the same one. At all. At all. You know, and I remember Richard was the director there at the time at one of them. And it's anywhere. You know, he called me into his office and was like, everybody was on pills. You know, we got check-in. Here's 7 bottles of pills. And there's like, you don't have any pills? I'm like, fuck no. Why? Well, everybody's on medication. I'm like, why? Why? I had vitamins. And they were like, oh, we're going to have to really look at this. Let me call some people about this. It's like, that's just vitamins. It's good for you. And anyways, I got them. But he said, hey, who do I need to get rid of? And I said, you're fucking asking me, one of your clients, who you need to get rid of? He said, yes, I am. He said, I you know, you can see people and read people. And I said, but I'm not telling on anybody. And I said, I can't go at somebody because I do not like them. I said, there's several people I'd like for them to get the fuck out of here, but they have a chance at changing. I can see it in them back then. And there was 2 or 3 of them that they ain't gonna change. One of them snuck a phone in there, was showing people he was smoking crack on his family day out. Wherever he went, he was smoking crack, and so he was a goner. Go. And he was on probation, so that meant if he got kicked out of rehab, he had to go back and do his time. And he did. And see, and I don't like doing that. And then it comes to this. Hey, you're about to get out. Do you want to stay here? We'll pay you good. You can get in a house here. And I thought about it. That's a big decision, man. To think about leaving your whole existence and living on a compound or, acreage and working with fuck-ups. But then I'm not there for me or God. I'm there for that structure. And then again, if I did stay there, we're not going to be here. So that chain of events was, and then go to Penfield in the middle of Georgia, or outside of Athens, I think. And of course, there, anybody can stay, but it's like, hey, we really want you to be like a leader. And even Todd at Mar, Todd's a great dude. They don't know. They don't know. They're just as addicted to the fucking sports as alcoholics are to the alcohol. It's the same emotion. These people are wizards and sorcerers. When they know when and what time, when you're under the most influence of the pills and the alcohol on the weekends at nights, to where when you're watching it, those emotions create so much energy into you, and it becomes concrete the same way that drinking beer every day becomes you and it's concrete. I'm not listening to Matt. Oh no. Now, I have to go do some worldly shit. I have to go play golf. And I'm actually getting pretty good, but that's not good because people are like, you know, he said the world flat. You know, he's against the medical industry. He's against all our careers. He gets it. And it's like, hey, listen, can y'all talk to me, all you rich, dumb old men? Listen, it doesn't matter. Some of them don't drink. They got all the money in the world, and they're over there digging through the fucking ditches for balls. To find balls, just like crackheads for fucking little bitty crumbs. And to you, say there's nothing wrong with that. He could go buy me and them fucking balls, as much money as some of them have. But in their world, that time is wasted. If you're going to go hit a fucking ball, get it done, let's go. That's something to get out and get your mind, at least I'm looking out. And plus, all golf courses are on top of melted structures that they blew up, covered up with mud, and then reset the world into this mindset y'all are in right now. And the only way it could happen was through teach you how to read, newspapers, radio, TV, computers, AI, transhumanism. All right, gotta go. I love you.